Okay, I am so excited about this one because it's something that I just super fucked up early on, and then I got really good at it. So roll the title.
No, I thought you meant like what we're talking about.
Fuck, I love you.
Welcome to Part of Love, the channel devoted to helping you find the love you deserve. I'm Ange.
I'm Colt, and this is the safe space that we created to talk about all things love. So if you ever had questions about dating or relationships or just love, and you feel like you can't find the answers anywhere else, hopefully we can help you here. If you're new or for whatever reason are not already subscribed, please subscribe down below. Leave a comment, leave a like, tag the bell icon, ding dong, so that you never miss another part of love. Let's get into it. I'm so stoked about this one.
What are we talking about, babe?
Today we are talking about gifts in this holiday season.
And we're all like now getting in this Christmas craze.
Yeah, if we haven't already been there since like
holiday shopping craze.
July.
Exactly.
Because everybody was like, I have a lot of time. You have
Right.
no excuse this year to not do your shopping on time. If you're running around on Christmas like Eve trying to look for that one present, this was the year.
It's a little late in the game.
Unless you're an essential worker, in which case, thank you for everything that you're doing.
Yes.
And don't listen to me.
Okay, so what's the first step in like gift in like solid gift giving, especially let's just focus on the holidays, right?
Yes. Okay, so one of the first times that I gave Angelina a big gift, one of our first holidays together, I gave her a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet. And I was like, nailed it. I bought this yesterday, I think yesterday, 2 days ago, but it like cost, some money, and I got it for you, and it's shiny, and I hear people like tennis bracelets, and you're a girl, and that means you're going to love this. And she opened it up and she did this thing. It's a patented Ange thing where she goes, I'll use your sticky note.
I don't know what we're about
because we
to
always
say.
have it. She goes, oh my God. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's just a very like, you're not grateful.
Right.
You are always very grateful for the thought that goes into it, but you also
I felt bad
cannot mask the fact that if no thought has clearly gone into this thing, I could have gotten you a whoopie pie, right, and you would have been way happier than the shitty lacking any
it
thought.
Wasn't that it wasn't, I mean, a gift is a gift, right? And we had this conversation a couple weeks ago.
Mhm.
So like, I think what's pushed on us as the receiver is, well, it's the thought that counts.
Yeah, somebody else would have been really happy with this.
And I think that's where I was struggling in that moment, because I was grateful that you got me a gift, and it was no doubt like very nice. It was a gift.
It was a gift.
But I just feel like it wasn't very me.
No,
and you knew me so well. At that point,
yeah,
I thought and did that I was like just kind of confused.
Understandably so. I mean, considering for your first birthday, I actually did like our birthdays together. I did a good job with that one.
Yeah.
And then I just shit the bed that Christmas. And I knew it. And that's the thing. So this first kind of thing that I want to talk about with gift giving is there's a difference between giving a gift to someone that you have taken time and thought about and can stand behind with a reason of, this is why I did this, and a heartfelt, genuine moment of, I got you this tennis bracelet because you have been talking about wanting a tennis bracelet for so long. And I got this because I know it's not like the best one ever, but I knew that you wanted one. And the thing is, you never said that. You never talked about tennis bracelets. You never talked about anything that looked like this at all. And I was just like, she's a girl. Like, I was like,
right.
Like
you heard the word tennis bracelet and you're like, well,
yeah, I think I Googled like
tennis bracelets.
and I think a lot of men do this, and maybe a lot of partners do this. I don't want to put it all on men.
Let's not genderize here.
But the truth is, a lot of us last minute realize we fucked up and we start Googling good gift ideas.
Right.
And then just spiraling. And it was like something said, some article was like, jewelry. Every woman loves jewelry. It's, get her a tennis bracelet. here's one. And I was like, yes, nailed it. Gonna do great. Meanwhile, you were, I think I talked about this gift, making like things that were along the lines of, like, I have a custom made gnocchi roller that was in our gnocchi video, our like Italian, night video, that has my initials built into it. And it's beautiful. And it's such a thoughtful gift because I learned to make pasta in this relationship. I learned, and I love making it. And that was such a thoughtful gift. And I felt so bad when I finally came to that realization. However, it has driven me since then to make better choices, to
be an
better
amazing gift giver.
And so, turn that frown upside down. Rule number 1, if there was a rule or a system, just put thought into your gifts. Don't give shitty gifts.
Don't give shitty gifts. And really, it's not the price tag, and maybe this is not the year really for most people to be spending a ton of money.
Not be wasteful.
But it really is the thought behind it. So while we're tempted by all of these sales before you're going to spring to get that flat screen TV that's on sale, have they talked about a flat screen TV? Do they want it? Maybe there's something else that might be even a smaller or seemingly smaller gesture that is maybe way more meaningful and beautiful.
Yeah.
What I guess my thing is, what have you been stockpiling all year?
Yeah.
Right. What have you clocked and been like, oh, they were looking at this thing in this store. Oh, I found their computer open and they happen to be looking at this, whatever, these pajamas, I don't know, whatever they are. Everyone's different, but like you stockpile throughout the year things that I hear you saying, oh, that's so cool. Oh, I like this. Oh, you
just have to
listen.
Sometimes communication doesn't necessarily happen like this. I want toys.
Right.
I want toys. I want this toy. Can you get me that toy?
Right.
And I am not a big fan. We are not big fans of that kind of gift giving or receiving, because there's taking care of yourself. There's doing those things. But if you're getting into the spirit of the holidays, the holiday season, going, you know what? Just tell me what you want so I can get it for you because I love you. Mm-hmm. That's actually something my mom and I talked about a lot, is that she would early on be very like, well, what do you want? And would do her best to get that. And that thought that went into that obviously meant the world to me.
Of course.
But it has meant far more that last year she wrote me a very important letter that I had been asking for. That was the best gift she ever gave me. It was a letter. It took time. It took emotion. It took thought. And that was my favorite gift that I gotten from her in my life. Mm-hmm. That my favorite gift that I've ever gotten from you. Well, other than, I don't have it on my bracelet. Oh, I don't get it.
But I think it's, we're going to cut this out.
Kidding, I'm getting it.
Oh.
Bam. Just a second. Just wait. I mean, come on.
But you'd been talking about this. That was like years in the making. You get, I think when you stockpile all those little thoughts throughout the year, you can really dig deep and find a gift that they will have no idea that's coming their way.
Yes. Yeah.
And that surprise when you give someone that gift that they didn't see it coming, but you hope they love it because at one point they were like so excited about it. And I don't know, there's something
looking
better.
for it. Giving somebody something that they've been looking for, not necessarily just wanting, but like you've actively sought certain things out and not been able to find them. But remembering that and then being able to give that to you, like that's a very cool feeling. Being able to give you that, whatever, that experience or that joy of, oh my God, how did you find this? Like, I love that response of what, when, how, when you can't register, like, how did you even, I didn't even mention this.
How did you pull this off?
And you're like, well, 3 years ago, we were in the store and we were walking through this mall and you were staring at this thing and you're like, one day, and you just it's like that movie, what is it, Hall Pass, where Jason Sudeikis is like,
Oh.
mental snapshots. Maybe don't be, an asshole about it, and, just take mental snapshots of your person's wants and needs, and you can give such better gifts, and then you get so much more out of it. It just, every time I wear this, I think about that moment when I opened it up and I felt that, and all the things that went into that on your end and my end. And like, this is very exciting. Very exciting times.
And it also, like, I think the beautiful thing about, certain gifts, whether it is, an expensive gift, or, maybe I'm not expensive gift, but like has to have a lot of thought that goes into it. It really is all the work that goes behind it. So sometimes, like I said, last year you got me this gift that was just beyond generous and amazing, but I also know that you took the time to like save for that. Like you had been planning for a long time to give that to me. It wasn't just like, oh, I threw it on my credit card bill. Like you worked extra things and made it happen. And that I didn't expect it at all. I was so like shocked. But that took a lot of time and planning. And that's, I think, why it was also so special. Okay. So when you're tempted by the sales though, because the sales,
you keep going back to the sales.
No,
so
I do, because I'm like a sales whore, right? So I'm like, I will scour these sales because they're just coming in your inbox and they're like 75% off everything. And you're like, it's a really good buy.
It's a tricky one. Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, I rarely get things for other people on those sales. Cause like the thing I really want to get whoever is usually not even a sale situation, but I do end up shopping a lot for myself on those sales. So actually, look at the sales. Don't blow your budget.
Treat yourself.
But treat yourself maybe a little bit
if you want.
Sometimes I need new undies. 10 for $35. You can't beat it.
I don't even have a response for that. I love that you actually do that, because it's only when there's a holiday sale that you actually take care of yourself. So that kind of segues me into a thought about, like, that's an important piece of this, which is, we talk so much about self-care and self-awareness and these things. If you want or need something, like, I guess that's one of the reasons I don't like to make a list. Is I like the concept of, well, trust me, anything that I need, I'm going to get for myself. Or I'm going to wait and work until.
For the longest time, it's funny that I said aunties, because for the longest time, my underwear collection throughout all the seasons was just of snowmen and polar bears, because the only time I buy myself new underwear happens to be at Christmas, and you got to have Christmas underwear, right? So
I've got some coming.
Mid-July, when the polar bears start to get little holes in them, why didn't I buy myself new underwear?
Oh, you waited a long time.
This happens. This is a yearly thing that happens, though. Angelina's always usually wearing Christmas underwear in August.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like August. Yeah.
And then like 2 months ago, I was like, why am I doing this?
I can have regular underwear as well.
Right.
I can afford this. Don't
have holes in them. I'm gonna spend that $35. So I'm gonna get 10 new pairs before Christmas.
So here's the thing, though. We do these kind of things, and you and I have talked about this a lot before. We say, well, I don't have the money to get that for myself, or more importantly, as far as gift giving and relationships goes, I don't have that kind of money. Did you save any money for that? Like, Christmas comes but once a year, but once a year it doth come every single year.
Right.
It's not new. Their birthday is going to happen every year, like right on schedule, probably.
And we will always have, we're humans, right? We will always have surprise bills. We'll always have surprise things. What are you laughing?
Self-laugh. I'm sorry.
I like when you do that, because it's always the cutest laugh.
It's a terrible joke.
What? Say it again.
Nothing. It's not even a joke, like a punchline joke. It's just if you know, you know. If you were there, you had to be there. That was the thing. Um,
Yucky.
sorry, I
I don't
interrupted
remember
you.
what I was saying.
Wow. Roll back the tape. I'm just kidding. We can't.
Oh, I was saying, yeah. I was saying, shit always comes up, right? We always are gonna have surprise bills. We're always gonna have, like.
That is what you were saying.
But we have to do our best to plan ahead, like you were saying. So
Yeah.
maybe you pick up a few extra hours. Maybe you end up driving Lyft one weekend you don't want to, and you stop playing those video games. Instead you do an extra shift or whatever it is.
It depends on how important getting that gift for someone is, or how important taking care of whatever that is. Like, we have worked some insane jobs over the years, and
we really are the masters of working ridiculous jobs
but
to
also
make shit happen.
Also, I will say that is one thing that we put our egos don't exist with regards to that. I had somebody when it's probably not the one you're thinking of, but there was a worse one than this that we'll talk about at some point down the road. But so I filmed and the try video, right, with Pink. It came out. I was asked to go on tour with her. Between then and when the tour started, there was an iHeartRadio music festival in Las Vegas where we were living at the time. Mm-hmm. And the tour wasn't starting for another couple of weeks. And Pink was performing at iHeartRadio. Yeah, iHeartRadio. Yeah. But we needed money. And I didn't have a job until the tour started.
Right.
And what we had gone out to Vegas for had closed.
Right.
So we had to work a Dodge Dart car event where we were walking up to people walking into the iHeartRadio Music Festival and handing them iPads and being like, would you like to enter to win a free Dodge Dart? And more than one person recognized me and said, what are you doing here? And I mean, people that I know, but also people who had just seen the video and were there to see Pink and were big fans of the video. And they were like, are you the guy? Were you in that?
Why are you doing this?
And I was like, because I want to because I'm doing what I fucking got to do. Yeah.
And sometimes you got to put your ego aside. And I promise you, be grateful for any job. I think that's what I have learned. I was listening to Rachel Hollis has her new book out now, and I would like to listen to it, on Audible. And she was talking about that, and she was like, never put you and yours at risk financially if it has to do with an ego issue.
Oof.
And she was like, if I lost everything, yes, I'm an established author now, but I was not, and I have worked shitty jobs. And if, circumstances changed, I would do anything to provide for us to be safe and comfortable. And you got to do what you got to do. And I was like, I hear you. So that resonates with me so loud and clear, because we have been on the top of the world and we have been driving Ubers, and we have been all, life happens, you guys. And you just got to put your ego aside and kind of suck it up sometimes and work
prepare
a little
the
harder.
best that you can.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I will say, there was a Christmas a few years ago where we were working a very shitty job. I will say that sometimes when you know that something's coming up, you take extra steps. And I have been extra tired. We have been around the holidays when we were on tour. We like to stay in a nice place.
Yeah.
And we will work as hard as we can doing everything from teaching dancing schools to private lessons to choreography to way down the list to Dodge Dart, what are they called in industrials, to Dodge Dart industrials to
Instacarting,
we have done all sorts of things to make sure that, look, we're not going to drain our bank account, but we're also going to enjoy these 3.5 months in San Francisco
Yeah.
over the holidays
Yeah.
in a stunning building that, I mean, I will never forget that time. And I'm so thankful that we worked hard and penny pinched a little bit in Chicago before that,
Mhm.
and made it happen and made that choice. And it's a nice thing, because now in the midst of 2020, we can go, okay, we learned our lessons the hard way. I do not want to work. I do not want to ever drive a Lyft again.
No.
Ever. I don't want to do that
Nothing
ever again.
against it.
No, if you do
If
it,
that's
that's
your jam,
totally
but
fine. But
it's a hard job.
yeah. And I would like to not do that. So I worked my ass off to not go crazy spending money that we had,
Mhm.
so that
It helps you appreciate your money more. When you have
Yes.
to work hard for money, learn your lesson, because we didn't for a long time, and we kept
A
having
long
to
time.
work so hard for our money. And then when we realized, oh, our energy could be spent much more effectively if
Mhm.
we didn't spend as much, and then saved a little more, and then thought and used more thought to be like, well, how can I use my talents in a more
efficient manner.
efficient way? Yes.
And also, how can I acknowledge, and this is where self-awareness comes in, how do I acknowledge my specific talents? There's only, don't care how cliche this sounds, it's true. There's only one of you in the world. There is nobody else like you.
Absolutely.
There's nobody else that does exactly what you do. So figure out what that is, and do that. Like,
Yeah. I think it's the right combination of self-awareness
Mhm.
and a little bit of hustle,
yeah.
and knowing where your, like you said, your energy will be most effective and
Yeah.
efficiently used. I love that.
Yeah. So that
We got a little off
we got,
topic.
well, we
but
did, but it's all tied in. And this is one of those things we always talk about. Look, when you are in a relationship, or when you want the love you deserve, when you truly want that, you're going to get to a place where you're going, well, why? Why? Okay. Why? And it's kind of like a kid when they're just, why? 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 And that seems annoying, but there is an end to that question. Like, there is a point in your life where you can go, I couldn't get you that gift. Why? Well, because we didn't have enough money. Why? Because I didn't save enough. I didn't.
Right.
And obviously there are
Sometimes, yeah.
circumstances where it just can't be helped, and there are extenuating circumstances that keep us from these kind of things. But if that is what's going on, if that's really what's going on, we're not talking to you. This is for those of us who had jobs and made shitty, poor decisions, and bought everything on Amazon and Nike.com and
All
had
year,
1,000
and
memberships,
then-
and then Christmas came around and we're like, well, I don't know what to do. I can't
Right.
afford that. Go out for drinks. You live in New York City, a drink is like $15 at a cheap place, and that's not a great drink. It's fine. That's a different story.
But it's being aware.
Being aware of your spending and your saving, and prepping for what's down the road, not taking the short term like comfort instead of the long term, I guess,
the long-term rewards.
the long-term rewards. Yeah.
Because it's so gratifying when you know that you so much more went into this gift than just like quickly buying it, or not even quickly buying it, but like you planned for this, you prepped for this.
Again, we say this a lot, but love is a skill. Love is a talent. It is something to be trained and to be learned and to be studied and to be worked on. You would never expect that some prima ballerina or some famous football player or some famous basketball player got there because they just like, I'm just pretty good at this. Like, even the ones who are pretty good at things still train excessively.
Yes.
And so even if you are like, no, I'm pretty good at relationships.
The work never ends. We never stop working.
No, that's part of what part of love is us exploring that. And then trust me, when this camera turns off, we will be over there talking about this episode, the next episodes, other things that we're doing in our life. And tonight, when we're sitting there having our drink, there'll be a moment where we play the thankful game without even meaning to. Or if we don't for too long, we start to notice it.
Mhm.
We talk about it. It's practice. Practice makes better, as the old saying goes, almost. You know what? I feel like this is a good place to wrap it up.
I had fun.
Like a gift.
Like a gift with a beautiful bow.
Did another one.
You're cute.
That's very sweet. Oh, okay. Ugh.
No. Oh. Well, if you want, oh my god.
Because thoughtful gift giving.
Definitely a part of
Ooh. All right. If you want to watch more videos, where can they watch more videos, honey?
it. On my face? No. Usually you point to someone's face.
Subscribe videos. We're good.